What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the 60 Frames No Lag podcast. Thank you so much for showing up. This is your boy, Porter Rock 77, the Latin assassin, the owner of the bodega. You know what I'm saying? I'm happy to be here. Hey, I got a little surprise for everybody. I didn't mention, what the hell? I didn't mention earlier. I hit over 200 subscribers. Woo!
Nice.
Look at me now.
Yeet.
Look at me now. Where's that fake cap at? Where's that fake cap?
All right.
Where's the fake cap at? Whoa, what the? Hey. Video thing, what you doing, man? What the hell?
Doing
Come
nothing,
on.
bro.
Give me some props. My man boring and shit like that.
Man, he gave you crickets.
Yeah,
Wow,
man. Like,
I didn't hit no buttons. I didn't hit no buttons. I just sit here.
Yo, what are you doing? Man, it's that Kool-Aid, man. God damn, been hanging out with King Mega too much and shit.
Bro, that's you.
Yo, I feel special because I remember when my shit was like 8 subscribers. You know what I'm saying? So, and you know what's even better? I think this channel's gonna blow up even big because I think you guys are gonna be a help part of it. So I'm just looking forward to like a year from now, seeing how this podcast will go with you guys on it. So I just want to say in advance, you know, I'm glad you guys showing up and stuff like that because I know dedicating your time. So I really appreciate it. You know what I'm saying? That you guys are a part of this. But anyway, let me introduce the cast that I'm proud to have. We're going to start off with the Princess, Titanfall. The person was whooping my ass in Street Fighter, left and right. I can only beat her with Ken. And even then, that's a challenge. We got Titanfall Princess. Shout yourself out, girl.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to the podcast. Enjoy. Hit that like button for him and subscribe because he does have good content. So subscribe, people, and enjoy the podcast because it's always a good one. Nice.
Yes, especially now that I got you here. Awesome. All right. Got the Irish Princess. You know what I'm saying? Next up, I got the Hulk Pounder. The destroyer of consoles. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead and bring a console whose disc don't work and see why he does to it. We got HPNorth up in here. What's going on, AC? The Hulk Pounder. What's going on, Hulk? What's going on, brother?
Hey everyone. Thanks for tuning in. I don't know what to say.
He just snapped. He's a man of little words.
I don't know what to say.
Tell everybody, you're the Hulk Pounder.
There you go.
You know, your shit don't work, you'll take care of it. You make sure it doesn't work permanently.
That's all he knows. That's all you're gonna hear in this podcast. Yo, HP, what you think about the Xbox One S? Hulk smash. All right. And then of course we got the guy who's gonna break it down scientifically. He's the one that brings out the science fiction. Video theory, you know what I'm saying? He's trying to break out the theory of relativity on your ass. Right. Video theory. Go ahead, shout yourself out, brother.
What's good, everybody? This is All Day Digital, aka Video Theory, and today I'm the pettiest motherfucker with an internet connection, and we're gonna make that prevalent in this podcast. But thanks everybody for joining us, and it's gonna be a great show.
Oh man, awesome. So I'll just start off starting easy. I hope you guys enjoyed your Thanksgiving. I know that's not part of the topic, but you know, you guys enjoyed your Thanksgiving. Everything went well.
It was great. Yeah.
Also, I ate like a motherfucker.
Wait, pause. I gotta say something.
Uh-oh.
What the fuck? 100 had tweeted yesterday. Well, I was in a party with him, but he had tweeted as well that I guess somewhere in California, I don't know where it was at. But there was a Thanksgiving dinner at a church, and like 3 people died off the food.
What the fuck?
Yeah. You guys didn't see that shit?
No.
Yeah, man. It was like 8 people. 3 got sick. No, 3 died, and the other 5 got sick, or something like that.
That's
wow.
Dang.
Yeah.
Well, I hope it's nothing malicious. You know, like cyanide.
That's what I'm saying, bro. It was a church, man. So I don't know, man. They're investigating it right now. I'll send you guys a tweet.
Oh yeah.
Well, send that because I want to see it. But you know what? It could be. It could have been something that somebody was just being an asshole about and put something in the food, or you know, if they get stuff donated, maybe they got some bad shit and didn't know it.
Hey, real shit though. They said that they did have donations from people too.
Oh,
so
it could have been people donating
from China.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But I don't think it was poison. I just think probably, you know, because you're dealing with poultry. Cause I remember one year when I had Thanksgiving, I had bought a turkey, and I remember cooking it for a few hours. And I think when I pulled it out, I seen like you have it in the aluminum pan, right? And at the bottom, I seen like it was looking like suddy, like bubbly, and I was like, "Oh hell no! This looked like it's spoiled," and it was spoiled. Like, yeah, it was spoiled. Cause like I guess when you go to the supermarket, like if it's the day of or the day before Thanksgiving, they sell a lot of like discounted turkeys, be like $10, $5, So I guess they're probably been going bad. You know what I mean? But yeah, just be careful, man. When you're out there shopping, especially in the holidays.
Well, it's not even during the holidays. You got to be careful no matter what because you got to watch your dates. You also got to watch colors on meat. Sometimes you can't see it, but watch to tell if it's partial. If it's supposed to be frozen, it's partially defrosted. It could be refrozen because somebody put it somewhere and they just threw it back in the case because they felt it was still cold. Yeah. That's going to contaminate the food. That's going to. So be careful. If it's supposed to be frozen, make sure that shit is frozen.
Right.
I don't mean with frost on it because then it's. Maybe freezer burn.
Freezer burn,
just regularly just regularly frozen, you'll be all right. Everybody look out for that when around the holiday because the holiday time people get sick and sadistic. They get nasty. They just want to hurt people. Why? I don't know.
That's I'll tell you one thing. When I go to restaurants, I don't order poultry. Because that's like the one food like if you don't cook it right, that shit will fuck you up.
Yeah, pork and poultry, man.
No, them shit will fuck. That's why I go with steak every time. Because you know what I'm saying? You can eat a medium well.
Let me get that broth, dog.
Just give me the
broth and bread.
I want soup.
Give me the broth.
Hey, you got some croutons? I'll take the croutons. You got ranch? All right.
You want that wonton, man.
Just give me a little salad on the side. Just give me that little salad on the side.
Oh shit! Oh, so let me get that wonton fried hard, man. Oh shit!
Well, let me show you, man.
Let me show you, man.
Like you gotta be saying that shit.
Yeah, let me show you, man. Oh shit, that's crazy. Yeah, man. All right. So wow, I was hoping for good news. I didn't think we were gonna talk about people dying. Well, let's go on to
hey.
Anyway, I hope the best. Oh man, that's terrible. Anyway, so we're talking on the first topic. So Black Friday sales, Cyber Monday sales. I don't know if you've been reading the reports, but Xbox One and PlayStation 4 has done bangers. You know what I'm saying? Just crazy adoption. Apparently, on Black Friday, Xbox One was the #1 selling online product. And for Cyber Monday, PlayStation 4 was the #1 selling product.
I got good deals.
You got good deals?
I got good deals on Black Friday for PlayStation. I bought just to start off with Tales of the Borderlands, which is a good game. Okay.
Yeah.
I platinumed that today, $1.49.
What?
Yes.
You bullshit.
I got Darksiders 2. I got Battlefield, not Battlefield. Star Wars Battlefront. And they all look real good on PlayStation. I got other stuff on. I gotta think of what I got on Xbox, but I got those on Black Friday. But I got Tales from Borderlands for $1.49.
$1.49, kid. Holy.
Dang.
Yep.
Damn, Daniel.
And guess what? And I platinumed it too. On top of that,
shit.
I finished it and platinumed it already.
Shit. That's dope. What are all the deals? How about you, North? You seen anything? I know you bought your Xbox One. Your second one, the Survivor.
So I pretty much just got Overwatch, The Division, and Fallout 4 basic for Xbox. That's all I got, but I saw some good deals on consoles, and they were selling I think I'm gonna get this wrong, but they were selling a Xbox 360 with Kinect and like 3 games for $50. So I was tempted to get that, but I was like, never mind.
Wow, that's crazy. What about you, Theory? What's going on?
I picked up just last night. The last wrap up that I picked up the Batman, the Tall Tale series.
Yeah.
it was $13 for the season pass. So I was like, hell yeah, I'm a Batman fanatic, so had to get that. And I picked up Metro Redux. I think it was $6 for both games. What else did I pick up? That was it. And I picked up, the Xbox One S, and I picked up the external hard drive. And I picked up Killer Instinct too. Me and Titanfall was playing that the other day. And that's all I did. Everything else I pretty much owned or didn't really care for. But I mean, the sales on both were great. I heard people say Sony had a good sale.
Mm-hmm.
And
they both, you know what? They actually both had good sales, and everybody got games. Okay, both consoles did, I think did well. The only thing I don't like is there are people still, and I know the Xbox people. Both sides did good. Why can't you just admit both sides? I'm seeing on YouTube they're bashing, making bait. Those clickbait videos about PlayStation and bashing it, like I've been seeing. I think that's horrible. It's holiday time. Why? Can you guys give it a break?
Yeah, no, honestly. Girl, war never ends.
They both did good. So as long as you got the games you wanted, what does it matter what they got on their side?
Well, you sounding like a neutral.
You don't play it.
Pick a side, princess. Pick a side. I'm just kidding.
I'm neutral. I'm on both sides.
Here, pick a side.
I can't because I own both consoles. So you ain't gonna tell me to pick no damn side. I'm gonna tell what's wrong on both sides. And what's right on both sides. That's the way it goes.
The type of people Mooch talks about, neutrals. You guys are evil.
I'm evil.
You know what I'm saying? But that's what I've been saying. I mean, I do my little pot shots, but I only do it to specific people like K-Mega, Video Theory, Zaire, because we have our little clique and we do our little bullshit. But I don't go around and try to fucking mock everybody because they take it serious, So I got my.
At the end of the day, we were talking shit about Puerto Rock the other day, and then he was like, and then K-Mega was like, man, I love talking shit about Puerto Rock. That's my boy. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So me and K-Mega
love.
It's just love. It's like brothers just snapping.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Other people.
I don't want nobody out there to think that we actually bashing each other because that's not what it is.
It's just little pot shots that we do.
Yeah, we just be talking shit.
But most of my tweets I've been saying, both of these consoles are killing it, killing. Mm-hmm. I would like to hear that because last year PS4 sold like 1.5 total over November, and Xbox sold like 1.2. I would like to see both sell over 1.5. If we could get 3 million total in November, that shit would be dope for the industry. That shit would be really good for the industry. To get that much crowd to jump on in just a 1 month period here, that shit would be off the chain. But the deals were crazy. Like I think there's even some deals $212 for Xbox One S. I was this close.
Damn near free.
I was about to say, man, fuck Scalebound. I'm gonna get this shit. Oh man. Oh man, I was like, God, the deals was coming great. But I think everything, besides the dumb pictures, both sides were posting about empty pallets and nobody's buying shit. The results came. Xbox One, according to Info Scout, was a huge seller at Target and Costco. And PS4 was the number one seller at Best Buy. And then I think overall and online, these were the number one products in terms of electronics that was sold for Black Friday and Cyber Monday respectively. Like on Monday, Xbox One and PlayStation 4 was outselling like iPad and 4K TVs. Yes. So like the number one seller on Cyber Monday was the PlayStation, number 2 was the Xbox, number 3 was the iPad. So that shit is bananas.
Not even TVs?
What?
Not even TVs? Wow.
The 4.
Not even TVs?
4K TV was number 4. Samsung.
Oh, okay.
So TV was number 4, and then the Amazon Fire was number 5. It was the 5th best-selling online order on Cyber Monday. So even when 2 consoles individually, not combined, individually outsell a fucking Apple iPad, that shit is bananas.
Right.
That is crazy.
More people buying consoles than tablets. That shit is bananas. When I saw that, I'm like, man, games.
That just goes to show that you get more gamers out there that are really serious about console gaming. So when people start talking shit about tablets and we could just play on our tab, why not sell it? Right? You're talking about an Apple product. You're talking about an Apple product. You're not talking about no little Android shit. You're talking about an Apple product. It outsold. Both consoles did. Were top sellers.
Not combined. Not like consoles combined. Like individually.
No, individually. That's what I'm saying.
That's
individually,
amazing.
both did it. But combine them. What do you got?
Oh, you got a slaughter.
Wow.
You got a slaughter.
Consoles are outselling.
I always said that.
To me, I think it's the #1 form of entertainment, man. Yeah. Honestly, it really is, man, and I love it.
I think so.
And I don't know why people get so crazy about it, because you know what? People got to realize, people who are playing games, okay? And I'm talking about younger people, younger than us, right? Yeah. It's keeping your kids off the street. And I think parents are starting to see that shit.
Right.
It's keeping them out in the street.
It's keeping some of my homies. It's keeping some of my homies, safe.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. And people aren't doing that. People may bash consoles, but you know what? Those consoles may save somebody's life one day, because they ain't out there. They're in a house playing the shooting game or a fighting game or doing whatever, instead of being in the street shooting and fighting.
Right.
Well,
hey,
I mean, as someone technically the around the age of which you're talking about,
that wasn't for you, I was talking about parents, consumers as parents.
Well, yeah, but like from my standpoint, so the average high school student, it's more of being connected with your friends. It's not about power. It's not about the exclusive. It's more of playing with your friends, which is really what matters. It's not, this system's more powerful. Nobody talks about PC because nobody on the PC side plays with their friends. They're modding their games, making things look like stuff. It's
stuff.
They're trying to make everything new mod.
But basically,
making this stuff look like stuff.
Yeah. But like, it's nothing like what you see on Twitter or YouTube with the console war. It's nothing like that at all. Most people really want crossplay to play with, like, let's say, I don't know, Call of Duty or Battlefield with each other. And a lot of people, at least in my school and my friends, they are the type, they're not too much of a casual. They actually play games like Gears of War, Battlefield, Overwatch. They buy games and they enjoy the games that they buy. And same with like games like Uncharted and The Last Guardian, Dead Rising 4. They buy those games. And what a lot of people don't realize is that a lot of people think as the only people who buy games are people with jobs or people with... No,
that's not true. That's not true. Parents buy stuff. People have little after-school jobs to buy that stuff, or they have an allowance, or they do shit around the house to earn money.
Exactly.
To play games.
That's what I do. I work.
People don't realize that. No, there's a lot of kids.
And I help my dad, so I get money from him, and that's what I use. But what a lot of people don't realize is, they see as us basically as kids, and they just put us into a corner. But really, the age group around me of gamers, we're nothing like what you see on Twitter. There's some immature little kids, but most of us just want to play together no matter what system you play on. And it's nice because you get to talk to people, you get to share your opinion, and you're not attacked for it.
Exactly.
You're not blocked for it. You're not kicked out of a group for it. You're respected, and sometimes you get people to change their opinion, or even sometimes you get people to buy that game to play with you, and they realize that, oh, hey, I actually like this game.
My thoughts were wrong about the game. My thoughts were wrong. Yeah. I've had people do that to me.
I would say one thing. That's one of the biggest catalysts for game sales. Like it's like a snowball effect. Like a lot of people buy games, especially like when you get 2, 3, 4 years into a generation, a lot of gamers buy consoles of what their friends have. So if you have a group of Xbox gamers that are your boys, that's the console you're gonna get because you want to be a part of that when you're finally able to jump on, and vice versa. If a lot of your friends and family or whatever are PlayStation gamers, that's what you want to do. So really, it's not about, like you said, it's not really about the power. It's about that community, who you want to play with, who you want to rock out with, and stuff like that. That's a big draw to these consoles. It's pretty much that the internet pretty much was able to bring couch co-op more accessible. You understand what I'm saying? They broaden it, you know. So you're not limited to the 2 or 3 people that live on your block. You pretty much have couch co-op from people overseas, and you could consistently have that relationship
across the country.
Across the country, across the world, which is amazing.
Exactly.
How you see this is you don't see like GPUs or CPUs for PCs being the number one selling item. You see these consoles because these are the things, and this is why consoles have a life cycle forever, is that they are a thing that you can do, take, whatever, but it's guaranteed you will be able to play with your friend without an issue. And that's what people want. People don't want to have to worry about your system overheating or whatever, and I'm not going to get into that topic, but people want these machines because they're guaranteed to work. They're guaranteed to connect you with your friend. Nobody has an advantage over each other. It's all equal. It's all fun, and you get to communicate with each other. And that's what counts, and that's why this thing is outperforming phones, tablets, TVs, whatever, because this is a machine that connects you and entertains you.
Like, you make new friends. You get to learn about other cultures, people from across the world. Like Borderock said, you get to make friends across the world. How can you do that on anything else? You really can't.
Right.
Exactly.
I remember I played Call of Duty with a bunch of French dudes. I was like, what the fuck? Like, yo, I went inside a lobby and then they all speaking French. I'm like, man, I'm in the wrong lobby. And then one of them started speaking English, and then I just became a friend and shit like that. So I started rocking out with them, and it's just fun.
But see, that's
you know.
But see, that's what I'm saying. I have fun. I do it with people all over the United States, all over the world. I have so many friends overseas.
Crazy.
You know that I play with.
For example, some of my friends. I didn't have a PS4. Like maybe this is about January. Now Street Fighter came out. When did Street Fighter come out this year? What, February?
Yeah, February.
So yeah. In January, I knew it was coming. I knew it was coming out in February. So I was like, "Fuck, man, I want to get one just to play it." But I was like, "Yeah, I was kind of on the fence because I was still content with my Xbox." But one of my good friends, locally, he was like, "Yeah, we all on Division." Da da da. I was like, "Man, I already got it for the Xbox." Whoop whoop. And I messed around and ended up getting a PS4 just to play with them, like just to play with them. Like it wasn't for anyone else. And then I met all you guys, and then start adding more people to my list, and then it just grew from there. So, I
you should have known me from Xbox if you're an Xbox person, because I've been an Xbox for a long time. So you were just a princess.
No, I didn't know you at the time. I didn't know you at the time. I didn't know about you. No, I didn't know you till like September, but or August.
Yeah, I know.
But so I mean, it kind of made me excited. You know what I mean? Because when I had a PS4 in 2014 for Christmas. And I sold it within a month. You know what I mean? I just wasn't feeling anything. Second Son was just, like I said, I've been gaming for 20 years. I'm jaded. So if a game doesn't blow me away, it kind of, I just get bored. But just the fact that I can play with friends and, you go where your friends are, like HP said, you go where your friends are. It doesn't matter about what console you have. I mean, if all my friends are on 3DS, shit, I'll be having a 3DS in my back pocket, That's just what it is. And I like that age that we live in now because, back in the day, what was that, 6th gen, was it GameCube, PS2? I mean, we were still at each other's houses,
Yeah, that's true.
I think at that time, we had more consoles too. I think we had both by default. Like, you just had to have both. You couldn't just have one. Well, I had all three too, but I mean, some people just had two. Yeah. But I had all three. I had the GameCube, Xbox, PS2. I mean, it was to the point where, 2002 when I begging my mom, "Oh, Mom, come on, we got to get Xbox Live. It's like, boy, if you don't stop bugging me about that shit. So one day she finally She finally got it for me, man. I always talk about this story, man. I came home from school one day and it was sitting on the bed, and I was like, oh man, I didn't have a long Ethernet cord, so my Ethernet cord was about, I say, a foot long. So my Xbox is like all hanging out crooked at the bottom of the floor connected to the modem.
Oh shit!
Man, I was struggling. I was like, man, I'm online. I was sitting like in a pretzel position trying to play online, bro. So yeah, and I was so excited to be online. You know what I mean? Like to be able to play with people all across, United States, the world, everywhere. It was a great
nice,
experience.
Isn't it?
Yeah, it's a great
nice.
experience. And I don't want stinky motherfuckers over my house. You got them sticky ass fingers touching my controller. Get out of here, man.
Yeah, exactly.
When you come over,
because they're so hard on them.
Yeah,
they'll break your control. No, you ain't playing my controller. You know what? You go home and get on your couch. I'll be on my couch and we can play.
Right.
You ain't touching my controllers. Nah, I paid money for that. I worked hard for that money.
If you do come over, you know what it is. You getting that sorry ass second controller. You getting that mini controller. You getting that Mad Catz controller with the joysticks dead in one section.
Yeah, I have Mad Catz particularly.
Right.
No, you tell them to bring their own. You tell them to bring their own.
Yeah, hey, my rule, when you come to my house, make sure you bring a memory card and your controller, man. You ain't saving shit on my shit.
That shit was when he ain't made.
Can I tell you one thing about owning multiple consoles? I got friends that are multiple console owners. PlayStation and Xbox. So I get to play with them on both sides. Then I got a group on Xbox that are cool to play with, and I got a group on PlayStation that's just PlayStation people that are cool to play with, and I got some on Xbox that just play Xbox. But you know, when you get people that are multi-console owners, that's a whole nother thing, because you're like, okay, well, you know what? Why don't we jump over here and play this now? Or why don't we come over here and play that? It's so much excitement because you got so much to play with them.
Yeah.
Right.
And people don't get that. It's so different. And it's fun. It is fun.
Yeah.
So if you miss them on PlayStation, if they're multi-console, you'll catch them on Xbox. And vice versa. They'll catch you. They'll find out where you're at. And they'll come hit you up over there. Why are you over there? I'm over here playing this game. You want to come and join? All right, let me finish what I'm doing here and I'll be right over. It's like, it's just what it is, and it's fun, though. It's fun. I don't understand why people don't get that. Why they gotta be hardheads?
Because
they're hardheads.
You can't get this anywhere else but a console. No. You can't get this on a Nintendo Switch. You can't get this on a tablet. You can't get this on a PC.
Oh, you're gonna get Nintendo haters. Oh.
Well, I don't like Nintendo, so. But
on, Nintendo.
I don't have issues.
They need to fix
anywhere else.
Let's not go there. Though.
It's just not for me. Like, I'm not a handheld gamer, but I'm not against handheld gaming. There's a lot of people that enjoy that experience, and I'll be like, more power to them. That's what I'm saying. And that's just how it is, But I don't take games on the go. I just don't. You know what I'm saying? And then when I'm home, it's hard for me. And I'll be honest. That's why I didn't buy a Vita, because I bought a PSP. Because at the time when they were advertising it, console gaming on home, I'm thinking, oh, that's pretty cool. And then, they had Metal Gear, and I'm a big Metal Gear fanboy. So when they had Metal Gear on that shit, I bought it, and I played it, and I played God of War. But every time I played it, I just looked at it like, man, I'd rather play this shit on a console on a big screen. Like, this doesn't
exactly.
Do it. So I knew at that point, even with like my favorite game, Metal Gear, I didn't enjoy it as much. So I knew I wasn't a handheld gamer. It's just not for me. But it could be for many other people.
And people want this. People want what a console is. And that's the huge reason why the Steam machines failed. Because it didn't deliver what a console delivers. It just it tried to, but it didn't.
Did that thing was even on sale?
It never will.
I didn't even see that shit in the stores.
Yeah, that thing was horrible. Overpriced too.
Yeah, it was like, what the fuck, man? That's crazy.
See, that's what I like about you, HP. That's what I like about you. You even have as a teenager have more common sense than grown ass people and know what's overpriced. They always say, "Oh, these kids, they don't care what price it is. They'll get their parents to buy it." No, but you have common sense.
I'm gonna tell you, one of the biggest. Titan Princess hit on the nail. One of the biggest catalysts for these console sales was price. And Video Theory could back me up on this. When on the multiplayer podcast, when the Slim came out at $300, I'm like, yo, that shit is stupid. Because if Sony drops that shit down to $249, or if they would have launched it, it would sell. Because price is the biggest factor when it comes to launching new Slims. That's what people expect. People expect when you release a Slim, let it be cheaper so they could actually buy it. You know,
Right.
People ain't gonna wait 3-4 years just to keep paying $300. They don't want to.
Because that. Once we get the Slim versions, that console's on its way out.
Yeah, So as soon as that console dropped to $249, now you saw fucking Slim selling, and everybody's like, "Yo, what the fuck? Where did that shit come from?" It's because it was $249. People didn't want to pay $300 for a Slim. They wanted $249 or less. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Before, like if you look on Amazon, the Slim was nowhere near the top 100 of products, for 2016 so far. Yo, that motherfucker right now is number 14, and it surpassed the Black Ops 3 bundle. And the Black Ops 3 bundle was selling all year long since January. Its price is a huge factor for consoles. You know what I'm saying? You give people the right price, they will jump on it. Xbox did wonderful selling at 200, 212, 230. Oh, that shit was just flying. That shit was just caking, kid. It was incredible. So price is a huge deal. All right, so you think we circle jerked around consoles long enough?
Yeah, we did.
we stroking Xbox and PlayStation ego a little bit. Let's talk about Marvel versus Capcom 4. All right. So
yes.
Practice ready. Yo, I'm gonna practice. You ain't whooping my ass in this game. I'm gonna dedicate.
No, I know. I'm gonna get your ass.
I'm gonna dedicate.
Listen. But listen, it's supposed to be. I'm excited because it's supposed to be shown off this Sunday.
Yes.
Reliable sources like Polygon and NeoGraph, and a few other sites. And I can't say it enough. I'm very, 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 very excited about it. I want this to come out. I want it. So I hope on Sunday it's a reality.
Oh, I can't wait. If people
it's not a console seller, but it's a console seller for me.
Now, here's the thing, though. Here's the thing, though. Compared to the other Marvel, this Marvel will have an advantage that the other Marvel versus Capcom, X-Men versus Capcom didn't have, and it's that we're living in the age of comic book movie entertainment. Marvel, DC, but especially Marvel, they are owning the theaters. They are owning TV. That's pretty much some of the most talked about movies and TV shows. Daredevil, Luke Cage. You know what I'm saying?
Jessica Jones.
Jessica Jones. And then when you go to the theaters, they're producing some of the most original stories we get to see. Every other movie is like a carbon copy of something else. The fresh ideas.
And that's what you hear about. But Puerto Rock, you're right, because when people are talking about movies, they're not talking about other movies. They're talking about anything that has to do with comic book movies.
Yeah, it's crazy.
They're not talking about other movies. They're not talking about that. So you're 100% right on that.
Yeah, like
the nail on the head when it comes to
movies. Civil War to me over the last 5 years, even though it's a comic book movie, has been probably the best movie dealing with international relations and rights and all that shit. When you look at Civil War and how serious it is, when it talks about how countries relate, how countries talk about relationships and government and regulation, shit like that, even though it's a comic book, but that shit does a better job than some of the serious movies we be watching. This shit's incredible.
People get it then. For some reason, people get it when it comes to comics.
Yes.
They don't get it when real people talk. I don't know what it is. They go, oh, shit. I realize that's what's going on now. They get it. Why? I don't know.
Go ahead, Videotheory. What you think about it?
My only fucking issue with this game, I'm going to be petty.
Oh, boy.
The X-Men. Is it the X-Men?
No Wolverine.
Because of X-Men. Yep, the X-Men.
No Cyclops.
The X-Men.
No Psylocke.
Yep.
Like, you have... these are iconic Marvel vs. Capcom characters. Now...
Are they saying they're not going to have no Wolverine?
No, there's no X-Men at all.
No X-Men at all.
No X-Men at all.
So
it has something to do with... I'll tell you why. So it has to do with... All right, so all right, so
you just busted my bubble now, because come on.
So here's the backstory, so people can understand. So decades and decades ago, obviously Marvel had no pull in the movie TV industry. Very little to none. If it was usually like the cartoons. So different companies bought out rights to certain characters. So Sony bought out Spider-Man, Fox bought out they bought out Fantastic Four, they bought out X-Men. Different companies bought different things, right? And for what what Marvel didn't realize, and you got to think this is 20, 30 years ago, when they gave out these rights, it was like almost lifelong rights. I don't think these things expire. I think like Fox owns the right to X-Men permanently. Same thing as Sony. Sony owns the rights of Spider-Man to make Spider-Man movies permanently. Warner Brothers, they own the rights to make Batman permanently. You understand what I'm saying? So, like, that's another one. Warner Brothers owns.
I thought you had there was copyrights and it only lasted so many years.
No, it's not.
I thought the max you could get was 20 years.
No, it's not copyrights. It's permission to control the IP. So it's not copyrighted.
Oh, okay. All right, I misunderstood what you're saying.
Yeah, it's the
that was me. I misunderstood what you were saying.
Yeah, so it's to manage the intellectual property for specific things. So, like Warner Brothers, they control Batman when it comes to cartoons and movies. Sony controls Spider-Man when it comes to movies. Fox controls X-Men when it comes to movies, right. and they also control Fantastic Four. So, and this was like done decades ago, because at the time Marvel never thought about creating a Marvel Studios. So now that Marvel Studios are open and they're killing it, they want some of these. They don't want the rights back, but they want to be able to use them, right? Sony was the first one that allowed Spider-Man to be used on the Marvel Studios. So Sony still owns the right to make Spider-Man movies, but they're allowing Marvel to use it for their stuff as part of the Civil War and the Infinity War, and then Marvel has a hand in on the Homecoming. So Sony's cool with that. I guarantee one of the things Sony did to leverage that deal was, hey, we'll let you use it for whatever you want, but you got to give us the rights to make Spider-Man games, and we want that rights exclusively. And Marvel's like, yeah, fuck it, take it. If that's what you want,
and they probably ask for royalties.
And that's it.
They probably ask for royalties,
and that's it. So that's how Sony. Now, Marvel tried to do the same thing with Fox, and Fox is not playing it. Fox wants nothing to do with the Marvel Cinematic Universe in Infinity War, and that's what Marvel's trying to chase after. Marvel's trying to chase after X-Men because they want some X-Men characters to be part of the Infinity War story, but now they can't. Marvel's
hell yeah,
but they're not allowing it. So
why don't they just ask for royalties?
I don't know what's going on. So what Marvel's doing when Capcom's trying to do this game, Marvel, this is rumors, is telling Capcom you could do it, but you're not allowed to use X-Men characters just to spite Fox, to not give them shine. Which sucks because the gamers get hurt.
Oh.
But while Marvel's doing this, make a point. You know what I'm saying? So that's why you're going to see characters that involve the movies. Like Inhumans is supposed to be in there, which they're making a Inhuman show on ABC. So they're going to use characters that's going to prop up the TV shows and movies. So you might see Daredevil, you might see Doctor Strange, Inhumans, Guardian of the Galaxies, whatever. But you will not see X-Men. You're not going to see anything that involves Fox because of that shit. So that's kind of spiteful.
Come on, Fox, man.
But I think Marvel's trying to make a point. Which fucking sucks.
Oh shit!
But that's something to think about.
Man.
So what y'all think about that?
I have very little to say.
You just busted my bubble. I didn't see that. Bubble, Puerto Rock, man. Now I'm gonna whoop your ass again in a fighting game. You had to do that to me on air, right? Oh man!
Fatality. Whoopsie! No, but
I do, Ken.
You know, I can't tell you because my combo team has always been Wolverine and Ken. Oh man, I'm a beast with them.
Oh,
and then when we went to the triple tag, I had Wolverine, Ken, and Ryu. I mean, man, that was my fucking team, bro. God damn it! Now I gotta find a.
That's crazy.
Those were my.
Now you gotta find a new team.
This does give them opportunity to bring in new characters from the MCU.
I will say that.
Not a bad thing. Yes. But
it's
not a bad thing, but they should be added though. That you should have the other members.
Doctor Strange was already in Marvel's Capcom 3.
He was in 3.
But my thing is, it will give people a chance to play different characters. That is great. But one of my main characters, one of my favorite Marvel characters, is Wolverine. So, I mean,
mine too.
Yeah, exactly. Me not being able to play him kind of feels a little bit disconnecting for me. You know what I mean? So
see, I didn't even know that. I didn't even know that until just now.
No.
I didn't get that far into it to hear that part. Oh wow!
You're gonna see Daredevil. You're gonna see Guardians of the Galaxy characters. You're gonna see Inhumans. all this new stuff, which is fine. But yeah, exactly. So
yeah, but you still need those old characters.
Yeah. And like we were telling me and Porter, we're talking
X-Men.
Right.
I would say this on the last podcast I was on yesterday. We talked about that too. Shout out to the post game report. But if we all remember, this all started with X-Men versus Capcom.
Right.
It wasn't Marvel. It was actually X-Men versus Capcom.
Right.
It was X-Men's characters versus Capcom characters, and then it grew into.
Remember it started off.
Or Infinity
Marvel
Wars?
Heroes.
Marvel Heroes, or like Infinity Wars, right? Wasn't it the Infinity Wars?
Nah, I think Marvel Heroes was just Marvel characters fighting each other using the same engine from Darkstalkers and all that stuff. And
Marvel Heroes?
Street Fighter. I don't think so. After Marvel Heroes, it was X-Men versus Street Fighter.
Okay. And when did you remember Infinity War, right? You remember that game? It was a fighting game. But you Infinity, I remember. I don't know if it was Marvel, but it was a fighter. And it wasn't a lot of characters. You had Wolverine, you had Spider-Man, but each fighting stage you were able to select a jewel. You know what I'm saying? Like one of the Infinity Wars, and you would fight with that jewel throughout the whole match. Like if you were Spider-Man, the best jewel to use was speed, because then that would boost the super up. But then at the end, you would face Thanos, and he stole every jewel, and now you have to fucking fight this fucking super beast dude. I'm like, motherfucker.
I remember that game.
For real, thing. You don't remember that? Am I bugging out? Fuck, I must have been on bath salt. Something. For real, I'm gonna look it up right now. But yeah, so now I'm losing my timeline. I'm showing my age up in this moment. No, you know what I'm saying?
He just stopped putting around.
Yo, Princess thinks I'm 51 years old. I'm like, who I look like? King Makers?
I was playing with you. Well, because you were talking some crazy shit, so I just figured I'd mess with you.
Oh yeah.
So
we were playing
50, 51?
So we playing Street Fighter.
Yeah.
And fucking, I picked Gal, so I was using 1990s tactic Gal. And she's like, what is this bullshit? I'm like, I'm playing Gal like in the 90s, girl. She's like, what, you 51 or some shit? I'm like, what? Oh, it's funny. But yeah, man. So what else y'all think? What do y'all think about this game potentially being a PS4 exclusive, not even going to PC, or timed exclusive on PS4?
Not gonna happen.
Okay.
I don't know. I heard it was supposed to. I heard rumors it was supposed to be exclusive, but I don't know.
You know what? This is my thing. Me and Porter were talking about this. Is bullshit. You know, everyone loves superheroes. Everybody loves comic books. I mean, on both sides.
Right.
Like Street Fighter, I can understand. That's kind of a niche type of game. You know what I mean?
True.
But these are properties that people follow outside of other video games, just in movies and comics and TV shows and stuff like that. You want this game to be available to everybody because the audience is huge. You know what I mean? That's like saying, you know, it's like kind of like it's kind of messed up how like the only baseball game we get is on PlayStation. That's something that shouldn't be exclusive. Even though the MLB show, I know it's their in-house studio, you know, whatever, but it's baseball. Yeah. You know what I mean? You don't think Xbox guys like baseball or PC guys like baseball?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's a big American sport. You know what I mean?
That's like saying football should be in one spot.
Yeah.
Exactly. So I think this kind of falls under that category.
This should soccer or basketball.
Exactly. This game should be available to everybody. That's just how I feel. This is a game that appeals to all. It should be on all.
Doesn't appeal to me.
Yeah.
What do you want,
man, your name is Hulk. You should be.
Yeah, what's wrong with you?
What's going on?
I despise Marvel and DC and superheroes.
All right,
the only thing I like
we got to take your time away.
Yo,
that.
Yo, welcome to the 60 Frames No Lag podcast. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm talking about. Go ahead, tell them why you mad.
Well, at least you can be real about it, though. At least you're real. You gotta do that shit.
Tell them why you mad.
At least you're real about it.
I gotta hear your logic. I gotta hear your thoughts, man.
Because on the real, you probably not the only one. You probably got dudes on Twitter, man. Fuck Marvel.
Well, I mean, I like Star Wars, but I don't like superheroes or anything like that. I don't know. I've always like super Teenage Turtles and Power Rangers and Superman, all that stuff. Just seems.
You saw the video where Wolverine killed Obi-Wan Kenobi, and that shit scarred you.
I have no.
Wait, hold on. Wait, before we go in hard on them, I'm gonna ask you, this pertains to music and it pertains to video games. There's one question right now. How old are you? You don't have to say the specific age. Under, above.
I'm.
Oh, you're younger than 20.
Yeah, he under 20.
You see, he didn't really. I'm not saying he didn't grow up with this stuff.
Well, see,
but it's already established now.
I think I know why I don't like it. I grew up playing a Power Rangers game, and I hated it. And it was the only game I had, and that's the only thing I played, and I hated it. And then I got a Batman game, I think it was, and I hated that too. And then I don't know. I just grew up hating it. So, I mean, that's probably a reason why I don't like it. I don't know.
He answered our question for us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He didn't grow up with the '90s cartoons in their heyday.
Nope.
You know, so I mean, he doesn't have no attachment to heroes, which is fine. Just like you got like
the
rappers saying,
"Yeah, that's all right."
But like you said, that's all right. Everybody has their choice to like the games they want and play the games they want, and that's what gaming's about. You play what you enjoy playing, and you like what you like, and you play what you have fun with your friends with, you know. And that's it. You know, everybody. There's games I don't like. It don't mean that somebody else can't like them.
Right.
It is what it is. It just is what it is. But
what do you like? What are you into?
Well, I mean, if you mean anything around that, Star Wars. I mean, I'm not into like Japanese games.
Right.
I'm more into like pretty much everything except for like superheroes and Japanese things.
So you like Master Chief, things like that, maybe Mass Effect?
Yeah, I like that stuff. I don't.
That's perfect.
Yeah. I would never buy is a superhero game or a Japanese game. I'd buy any other type of game.
Okay.
Well, I just got to say one thing, and I'm not putting you down, but some of those Japanese games you're missing out on. There are some that are real good.
Well, I'm talking about the ones that aren't in English.
Oh, okay. You're talking about just something that's all right. You're not talking about all of them.
Well, like Recore. I mean that's.
You like that game?
No.
Oh.
But I mean, well,
garbage. No, I'm just kidding.
But I mean, it's okay. I mean, I don't want to touch it, but it's okay.
Hulk smash.
Right.
Like, I have it on my Xbox, but I'm not gonna launch that game until I'm super bored. But I mean, I'm probably just gonna end up.
I could tell you one game he plays well on. He plays one, and he did damn good for his first time in a Horde mode. He can play some Gears on Horde. I brought him in one time, and he played some badass Gears.
I mean,
and at night we had a blast.
I'm thinking about getting Final Fantasy 7 or no, not 7, 15.
15.
But, I mean, I'm not worried about the performance issues or anything like that. I'm just worried that, I mean, I don't like the things that are just, like, too far unrealistic, where it's like, you got this big sword that glows and you go fighting dragons. Like, Skyrim I like, but I don't like things like I mean, it's weird. I have
more
no
of a
clue.
Realistic player. You're more of a realistic player than anything fantasy.
Not really. I mean, I kind of like it's so weird because It really depends on what it is. Like,
okay, all right. So you're not out.
I don't know.
Your mind's not off of those games, but it's got to be something that really captures your attention in order to play it.
Yeah.
Basically.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey, because I had to look this up. So the first fighting was actually X-Men: Children of the Atom. So it was a bunch of X-Men characters fighting, and then they followed it up with Marvel Superheroes, which is based off the Infinity Gauntlet story. So Marvel Superheroes was the one where you had to fight Thanos at the end with all the gauntlets and stuff like that. And then after that is when they went into Marvel versus Capcom and stuff like that. So everything began with X-Men: Children of the Atom. So I can understand with Marvel versus Capcom why a lot of people, especially the older crowd, who started with the fighting genre in this series, are upset that X-Men won't be there because that's technically what started it, is with X-Men: Children of the Atom, and then it grew from there. And now they're out of they're just out of the game altogether. So I just had to finish that loop. I'm sorry. And so now we could go back now we could go back to HP hating every game.
Well, wait, I do have a question.
Okay, go ahead.
One reason why I do not like Recore.
That's not a question.
Because, no, it is because I want to ask you something. Maybe I'm doing something wrong. I don't know what to do. I played like the first 2 missions, and it's not telling me what to do. Was that the entire game?
Oh, that's easy. I can answer that. Because your generation is a bunch of casuals. No, I'm just kidding. I will say this. The game is supposedly, and this is, and correct me if I'm wrong, all day, and you too, Princess, because you had this, it's supposed to bring back, I guess, the style of gameplay that the 90s have in terms of platformers and doing stuff like that. But obviously with the current graphics and all that stuff. Am I correct on that, or am I off? Because back then, the games didn't tell you what to do. You had to figure that shit out yourself.
Yeah.
Like there are these little things on the map. I try going after them, but I can't get to them.
And then a lot of games back in the 90s.
Because you got to think. Because you know what the thing is in a game, you got to go around shit to get where you need to go. It's not from point A to point B.
Yeah,
and that's what I was saying. You're right. My thing is that's what I was saying about some gamers who say they're hardcore gamers. I'm not saying you're not. You're just confused about the gaming part of it, as you just said. So this ain't towards you, but there are some people that like just to go to point A to point B. You cannot do that. It's like you play like I'm playing Darksiders War Masters, right? Mm-hmm. And you got to. It looks like you can go straight towards it on the map, but you can't. You got to think and say, okay, well I see the way the map is laid out. I got to go around. There's a lot of thinking in some games.
Well,
you got to be strategic.
Well, my issue is there's a jump, and it's like a big cave, and it's just a flat-out jump. And no matter what I do, I cannot make the jump. I jump, I tap A, I hold B, and then I tap A again, and I still don't make it to the jump. So then I leave the cave, and then there's only that one thing on the map, and I try going to it again, and I can't make it over the jump. So I'm like, maybe that's it.
No, you should be able to. No,
and on the map, it's like...
Sometimes tap A to jump, right? Give it a second and tap it again. Holding B, maybe holding you down. I don't know why you're holding B. I don't hold B. You just got to double jump, and you got to time it right.
Well, because B makes you slide. So I was
doing the slide part. You're doing the slide part. Okay.
And then I slid, and then I would jump again, but I can't make the jump, and I'm wondering, like, maybe that's the end of the game.
No, you're just getting frustrated.
I don't know. I am the person who got stuck on the first level of Bloodborne and returned it.
Oh. Shit! Oh, come on,
I'm not. I get mad.
Hey, I'm not gonna lie, bro. I didn't buy games for PS4. I have Until Dawn, Street Fighter, and Bloodborne was fucking great. Like, I have all the Dark Souls, right?
Oh, I love that.
But Dark Souls is really defensive, and I felt like Bloodborne was offensive. Such an offensive game. It's fun, it's fast, it's fluid, and it's fucking hard. But I'd rather Bloodborne get the sequels and take the franchise further than Dark Souls. Like I want to see Bloodborne.
Have you guys ever played Darksiders?
I played the second one, not the first. I played both of them.
I played both, man. It was supposed to be. I hope Darksiders with remaster continued success because it's supposed to be a quadrilogy or whatever you want to call it. War
Masters is a good game. I got it. It's a good game. I love it. And like I said, you gotta figure out shit. You gotta do. But see, I don't like something. I gotta always go to point A to point B. I don't like something that's crazy hard and stupid, and then when you find out what you were supposed to do, you're like, oh, duh, because it was so obvious, but it made it seem so complicated. But I like a little complication. I like a little puzzle. Because I want to use my brain. If I'm going to go to point A to point B all the time and just do certain things, that's not fun to me in the game. That's just me. I like to have some stuff going.
Yeah, so
that's just me.
All right, so we went from Capcom to Darksiders and shit. This is only only in this podcast. You know what I'm saying? So next, PlayStation experience. We're gonna let All Day start off because he's gonna go. Right? You going right? Right?
Okay.
Right? Theory? Video? Tampico? Where is he? He left?
Where is he?
Hello?
He's muted.
Man, this guy's eating at fucking In-N-Outs again and shit, man. So anyway, the reason I wanted him to go first is because he's out in California and he's about an hour away from where they're gonna hold the event. So he's like 50-50 on whether he should go or not. And I'm like, man, if for anything else, go and blow it up on your channel. You know how many ponies he's gonna
I told him the same thing when we were playing the other night. I told him the same thing. If you're an hour away, because I didn't know where he was. And he told me where he was, and I said, "Oh, you're hop, skip, and a jump.
Shit.
Go."
The Capcom tournament alone will blow his channel up if he could get that shit.
Yeah, if he can get some footage and some shit going on, hell yeah.
Motherfucker get infiltration on a fucking exclusive interview and shit.
Wow,
that would be dope.
Oh shit, that'd be nice.
Think about that shit. That shit would be dope.
Hell yeah.
That shit.
I got a question for you. Speaking about PlayStation experience.
Yeah.
Tell me if I'm right or wrong. I saw today that Spider-Man wasn't going to be shown off.
Yeah, I heard it wasn't. Yeah, I think that's even on the front page of N4D.
Why?
I just saw it.
I'm back. What happened?
Oh, now you're back.
Maybe.
No, I had to use the bathroom real quick.
So we're trying to say that are you going with the next topic is PlayStation experience? Are you going, brother? Tell us you're going. Tell us you're going to show us some footage of the Capcom tournament. Tell us you're going to interview infiltration.
Listen, this will blow up your... What? Listen, dude. You don't know this will blow up your channel. You show us some of this shit, it'll blow up your channel.
Even if you get like the last place loser on the Capcom tournament, you get like the third.
If anything, I'm gonna try to go Sunday.
Man, get that shit, man. What you think about that? Huh? What you think about that?
You better put some shit up on your channel.
I'm gonna try to go on Sunday because my girl has to work, so I'm gonna try to go. But I'm gonna try to get some footage if I do go. I feel like we shouldn't pay. You know what I mean? I mean, you're not really getting nothing, but you're meeting a lot of YouTube celebrities. I think that's cool. You know what I mean? I know Kojima's gonna be there. I know they're having the Capcom Cup.
Yeah, the Capcom tournament on Sunday, right?
Oh, what's that?
Well, what the fuck is that?
Is that
I don't know.
Xbox again?
It's HP. You ain't doing a vacuum again, are you? I'm gonna whoop your ass.
Yeah, this guy vacuum.
No.
Always vacuuming.
No.
But
I don't know what that was.
I mean,
All right, great.
I don't like the idea of paying for it. That's my thing. Cause like, you're not. I mean, I've been going to conventions, for a couple of years now, just all types of different genres. And usually the conventions I go to, it's for the consumer, it's a place, for the community and for the consumer. But I think the PlayStation one's kind of weird. Like, what are you going to be selling retail games there? I mean, what's really happening over there? You know what I mean? Like,
I don't know, man. You might get a free copy of Knack.
No,
hey, the motherfucker's gonna be giving away
in
PlayStation
HDR,
views at the door.
That shit's HDR and shit.
Right. So yeah, I mean, I think it'll be a cool experience. I just hope I get a chance to go. And if not, there's always next time because it's always on the West Coast. I think it is, right?
Yeah, no, not always. They rotate. I know last year was like in the East Coast. I think it was in New York last year, to be honest.
Whatever last year was boring. I almost fell asleep watching that stuff.
It was either last year or I think it was in Raleigh. I don't know where it was at, but it was in the East Coast somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
But the only thing I got of last year was Neo. That game that's coming out in February. Because last year was showing mostly like crappy VR shit, and I was like, But when I saw Neo, I paid attention to that, and I'm like, yo, wait a minute, that shit looks like Onimusha. And I was hyping it then, and it was on a low. But as soon as the fucking beta came out, a lot of people started talking about it. I'm like, I told you this shit was like Onimusha. I knew it. So I'm excited about that. But, Princess, to answer your question, yes, it was the Insomniac Games. They tweeted out that Spider-Man will not be at the PSX or Game Awards.
That killed it for me.
They said they're gonna announce their stuff in 2017. So I would imagine either a little bit before E3 or at E3 again. And this time, hopefully, they'll have like gameplay and actual and stuff like that. So I would imagine that maybe.
You know what I'd like to see over at the PlayStation Experience?
What's up?
I want to see The Last of Us 2.
Oh, man.
I mentioned this before. I want to see more about God of War 4. Days Gone.
To be devil's advocate.
Yeah, go ahead.
To me, I think that these shows are not I don't think you're going to see information about AAAs. You might hear about one or two, but then that's it. Because they got they got VR to push. They got to push the indies. Maybe some extra accessories coming out. So I think that you might hear about Marvel's Capcom 4. You might see an extended trailer of some fucking Death Stranding or whatever. Yeah. Okay. You might see some. It's not E3. It's not E3. Yeah.
Yeah, you got a point. No, you got a point. You got a point there. All right, but what I'd like to see other than that, though, besides the games, though,
what
is I want to see something about the 217. 217 calendar, somewhat give us an idea of what may be happening. Okay, what we're looking at, and I also want to see
confirmed dates.
Yeah. Right. I also want to see how Sony will improve PS Plus because the games for December.
Oh man, I tweeted.
Can you please talk about that real quick? Because I don't know what games they are.
Yeah, I don't even know. I saw the list. I'm like, fuck.
They're whack.
It's not even
talking about.
You want to bring it up
bro, don't even look. Bro, I'm sure we're going to talk about it tomorrow's multiplayer podcast.
Oh, okay.
I guarantee. I'm like, when I see that list, I'm like, oh, fuck this shit. I'm not.
But see, and you know what, Rock, that's one of the things about Sony. That's one of the things about Sony that it makes me feel disconnected to the brand. Is that when they just show me that they don't care about us, all of us, not just me. But when I feel like there's no care involved in what we want or what we ask for, I can't really give a fuck about you. You know what I mean? That's just. I'm not gonna keep on getting punched in the stomach, and I'm gonna still be your friend. I mean, that's not gonna happen.
Like they raised the price, and then no improvements at all to the service. It's just like they just raised the price. We're getting worse games than what we were. We're getting
exactly
a horrible service. Don't get me started on that. But I mean, it's disappointing, and it really my PS Plus expires in December, and I'm not renewing it because it's a waste. It's really a waste of money because if I'm gonna play with my friends, I'm not paying $60. Technically, for me, I'm not interested in the games they're giving me. So all they're giving me is $60 for playing online for a horrible service that honestly I do not like myself. It's in my opinion, it's a complete waste of money, and they really are pissing me off with what they are doing.
Yeah.
All right, Princess, what you got?
Well, my thing is, the other thing I'd like to see, I would like to see at the experience announcements showing us Season 2 characters.
For Street Fighter?
Preview of Street Fighter. Exactly. That's one of the other things I'd like to see. Just show us a preview of what characters we'll be getting in Season 2. Whether it's going to happen or not, I don't know. I mean, you asked what we were expecting from them. These are some of the things I was hoping to see. Whether we're going to see them or not, I don't know. You know, but I really do hope they talk about, like HP was saying, fixing that PSN Plus. Come on. You got to fix that PSN. You got to fix it, guys. You know, I like my PlayStation, just like I like my Xbox, but I got to agree that it's not what we pay for.
It's
on a
not.
real note.
I mean,
honestly, I'm not
honestly,
going to lie about that.
I don't see a difference between what they gave the PS3 users and what they're giving us now. I mean, obviously, I'm pretty sure they changed some things, like with two-step verification, but the service feels the same. It doesn't feel improved. They're giving us horrible games, in my opinion.
I think the PlayStation Plus service, I mean, the PSN network still feels free. That makes any sense.
Yeah, it feels like trash, in my opinion. I mean, I would rather spend the money on Xbox Live, which I do, than PSN, because PSN, I mean, no offense to anyone, but you're being ripped off. You are. I mean, they're giving you a horrible service, and especially if this thing goes down one more time this year. That's ridiculous, especially since the price hike. It's just, I'm surprised that they're doing this, and you know, people aren't upset. I mean, just look at the video they posted. 10,000 dislikes. 10,000 dislikes. I mean, and they're not listening. That's the thing I hate about Sony, is they do not listen. Like, we want name changing, and they give us folders. We want better PSN, and they charge us for it. We don't want a system we don't want the same system that went down for 6 months in a row. Like, fix this. Your competitor, even though it's not selling as good as you, it's a lot better. Like, PSN straight out sucks. It sucks. I mean, you may like PlayStation, but PSN just it literally sucks. It's horrible. Like,
you know, unfortunately, with true PlayStation fans,
it's all they
don't
have.
Care.
Yeah, but
it's all
they should care,
and
because
they're gonna prop it up.
As console users,
I agree.
Why in the world? We are already paying for your hardware and your games. Why do we have to pay? All right, that's an issue. But then to charge us $60 and give us a completely a horrible service, a service they don't even know if they can let us change our names. That should tell you something, that they don't know if they can do something on their own network, the network that they built. That
plus they don't even
off.
realize. Nobody realized, but anybody for us, on either side, you making us pay for live, right?
Mm-hmm.
We already got to pay for an internet connection.
Exactly. Why should I have to pay?
Live. So
all right, you can say.
So both sides are wrong with that, because we're already paying somebody for an internet connection.
I know. Like, okay, you can give me your free games. I don't care about the free games. All right. Especially with the PSN games, because that is just, they're horrible. All right, I don't know what the heck they are. They're not. There's some horrible games no one's ever heard of.
Well,
I don't want
that tomorrow.
I don't want that. I want something good. If you are going to charge me, at least give me a service that your competitor has. Let me change my name. You should know what you can and cannot do. You shouldn't be not able to do anything on the service you created. That's just straight how it is.
But see, that's the difference between the two. One's more of a hardware type person. The other ones, they do hardware, but they're a software person, so they can implement that stuff a lot easier because their thing is software.
I know, but you can improve you can put down the money, all right? Sony's getting a lot of money from PlayStation. They can put down the money to hire someone, hire a software service to improve your system. All right, Sony, yeah, they're not. They're. I'm not going to get into that.
They don't care. They don't care.
Yeah, they don't care, and that's what I despise Sony, but I like PlayStation. I hate Sony. I wish Sony would just go away and PlayStation would be on its own or be bought by someone and still be what it is now. Because Sony it's holding back PlayStation, because anything that flops on Sony's end with their cameras, TVs, or phone division, they're all sucking out of PlayStation, because PlayStation is the powerhouse of Sony, and when any other division needs help, that's coming straight from PlayStation's money, straight from PlayStation's budget. It makes me so mad that people are actually paying $60 for a service that is just a complete ripoff.
Hey, HP, let me ask you a question. So name me some things you would like to see improved on the PSN network that you would think that would make it better. But like legit, like straight up things. Not like conjecture or needs to get better. Like, give me specific things. Because this is interesting. Because like most people, they do it to troll, but you sound genuine when you complain about
and
PSN.
I really am, because
So what are some of the things you would like to specifically see? Like, what are the specific things that you say? Like, for example, and if you could compare it to Xbox, saying on Xbox I could do this, on PlayStation I can't do that. On Xbox I'm doing this, on PlayStation I'm not doing that. Can you give us some examples of that?
So I've been with PSN for a long time because I've grown up with the PS3 and now with the PS4. I would like Sony to actually let PSN use my entire download speed, because they cut mine in half. But Xbox Live lets me use my full download speed. I don't know why the PS4 does that. It's connected with an Ethernet cord, so
do you think the console's limiting? You know what's funny? Because I said that too, but I seen other people that screen cap their PlayStations, and some of them shits were already like a 75 download. And I'm like, how the fuck you get it that high? Like, I have like 300 meg service, but my PlayStation maybe tops out at 35 download. You know what I'm saying? But I see other people, their shits is like at 85. I'm like, how the fuck?
Well,
you know what I'm saying?
For me, so the PS4 is not it's not taking in my full download speed, which I want it to, and I read this somewhere that that PSN limits that. Reasons I don't know, but you need to fix that. I want every feature that Xbox Live has, communities, which I know PSN has, but I mean, it's kind of, I'm not getting into that. I'd like to change my name, even though I wouldn't change my name. I mean, it's a feature that Xbox Live has had since 2006. I would like that. I would like a trophy system that I don't have to manually sync to PSN, that would just automatically sync to PSN. I would like a system.
Wait, it does sync automatically to PSN.
Not for me.
No,
I have to sync it.
No, I have to sync it myself. I had to do that. I had to do that tonight. I had to do that tonight before I got on. I had to sync it.
And I would like a system that when I'm playing... Okay, so, for example, I have Battlefield 1 on my Xbox and my PS4 because of friends on both systems. I was playing Battlefield 1 on my Xbox One, connected to Ethernet. It was fine, smooth. I played it on my PS4. People are teleporting all over the place. I freeze. I want a smooth.
Well, see, I don't have that on mine. I don't have that on my.
Can I be petty? I want to be petty. Can I be petty?
Go ahead.
I'm gonna be petty. Watch this. So I'm playing the game on PS4. Somebody sends me a message. Remember they updated the iOS.
It lags. It lags.
Okay, it lags really bad. But if you send me a message and I pop up that side screen, if you're gonna copy Xbox, do it right. Why the fuck, when I click on the message to reply, it takes me out of the game still?
Exactly.
Yep, it does.
It's so retarded.
It lags. When you try to go back, it lags. It freezes.
Okay, HP you can probably vouch for me on this. When you're in a party on PlayStation, and any time that you go inside, when you push your home button, right?
Yeah.
It lags. You hear choppiness everywhere for like 5 seconds.
It lags. And
So
I
bad.
don't see. Is that just the PlayStation OS, or is that?
I think so. I think it's the OS. Yeah.
Whatever it is, it needs to be changed. I'm pretty sure it's the OS because I know Xbox is running some type of Windows and
Some modified Windows. Yeah.
PlayStation's using a light skin of Android. Fix your shit.
Linux. It's using Linux.
Seriously.
Yeah, but you know what?
If you're gonna be the number one console, if you're gonna be the number one console, you have to have number one quality.
Okay, but they need to fix that. But on the same token, Xbox needs to fix one thing when you're in a party. When you're in there so long, it bumps somebody out, and you have to restart the party over.
Right. I agree.
Because that's happened to me. That's happened to me several times. Neither one of them perfect. But I agree with that, though. You shouldn't have to get that lag and all that other shit. I agree with that. You know, it's pop something up there. Come on now.
Even though Sony's not a software company, they could easily get this software. I mean, they've been around a long time. They know how things work.
Sony's not dumb. They can do it easily. They're not dumb.
They don't want. They just play dumb. They don't listen. We have asked for things, and we're not getting the things we want. You know, I asked Aaron Greenberg something on Twitter, and he actually interacts with me. That's what I don't like about PlayStation execs. They don't interact with you on social media. And I get it that they have a job to do, and that, you know, they don't always have to respond to you. But I see Yoshida.
They don't have to respond to everybody, but respond to somebody that's sensible.
I see Yoshida always responding to people that are at journalists. I never see them communicating with people like me or like you or like Billy Bob on Twitter. I only see them communicating with the higher people, at least, you know what I mean by higher people. And it just, I want a system, an ecosystem that is going to communicate. And I don't find that on PlayStation. And that's the reason why I really like my Xbox One, because just the Xbox ecosystem, it screams out community. You get notifications, you know, people actually go to the community tab and like your things. You know, I get notifications on my Windows laptop of an Xbox communication. I get the executives of Xbox to respond to me. Now, I get it that they don't have to do that, but that's what I like, and that's what I want, and that's what Xbox gives me.
But like I just said, HP, they don't have to. One thing Sony doesn't realize, they don't have to respond to everybody, but respond to people who are actually making sense.
Yeah.
Don't respond to the nonsense. Don't respond to the nonsense. Leave that shit. Go somewhere else. Respond to what is pertinent. What is important.
Exactly.
To grow that console.
People ask.
Listen to some of your consumers.
Exactly.
Listen to your players.
And PlayStation doesn't do that. And I'm not saying Xbox does that, but at least the executives listen. At least they respond to you.
Put it this way, they're trying.
They're trying. They are trying.
You know, that's it. They're just trying. They don't do it to everybody, but they are trying. You know, you got to give them props for that. But you know, I don't. Like I said, I don't know why Sony does that. You know, I don't know. Maybe they just either they don't care or they just don't want to do anything. You know what I'm saying? I don't know.
You know, I liked Jack Trendon because he would actually communicate with people. He listened to people. I mean, I'm not saying like Andrew House and all these people, they don't listen, but I just feel like they don't. You know, they feel like they are number one, which technically they are, and they don't want to mess this up. And I mean, I understand that, because if they do mess this up, they're going to be in really deep trouble. But listen to the people who actually play your system. You know, listen to the.
Listen. You know what? Maybe they also have a problem with understanding who's doing a console war. They don't want to be involved in a console war.
Exactly.
They don't care about the console war shit. So maybe that's why they don't. Wait a minute. Let me finish. Maybe that's why they don't respond, because they think it's about a console war, and they don't know who you are, okay, or whether you're in console wars unless they look up your whole history. Maybe they don't want to be involved in a console war. They don't care about that shit. So maybe that's why they don't respond to some people, because they feel that they're in a console war, and they don't want to get involved in it.
And
they don't want to have no issues with that.
The last thing I hate about Sony is they actually blocked me from support. I tried live chat and it wouldn't let me connect. I called them. They say, "What's your PSN idea and what's your
I've never. I hate to say that, but I've never heard of that happening.
Well, you know how the people asked for refunds for No Man's Sky?
Yeah.
Yeah, some of those people were blocked.
So let me bring up some points. Sony is listening to the PlayStation fans. The only thing is, there's people who think. Well, let me rephrase this correctly. There are long-time PlayStation fans that Sony's listening to more than others. I'll give you one example. So we'll talk about cross gameplay, right? That was like the big thing, right? When Rocket League said that they could do cross gameplay with Xbox and PlayStation and Sony, all they need is just Sony and it's a go. And then more developers came out, and everybody thinks Sony's doing it. Sony's the one that's not going to do it because they don't care about the gamers. And the problem is, majority of the people who don't want it are actual PlayStation gamers, believe it or not, the long time ones. I went into a PlayStation forum, and I'm one of the few that want cross game. I want to play Call of Duty against Xbox dude. I would love to play Destiny with Xbox dudes because my cousin, he's a very hardcore Xbox dude. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not going to play Destiny. I'm not like, even when I get an Xbox One, I'm not playing Destiny on that platform because I'm going to play with my PlayStation dude. But I would love cross game with him and we could play together. So when I'm advocating on this forum to be like, hey, we need to get cross game, we could play Rocket League, whatever. One of the senior members of the PlayStation community that's been on that fucking forum forever, he comes back and says, you really want to play with a community who bashed us and called this game soccer cars, but now that they have it, they want to play with us. You really want to play with them? Fuck no, we don't want to play with them. They could stick with PC, whatever, leave us the fuck alone. You understand? Like, for instance, HP, you have all these. Did you request Sony to do 1080p 60 frame streaming? You didn't. I guarantee you didn't care about that.
No.
But the longtime PlayStation fans do. Sony is listening to the gamers. The problem is people who like both consoles or are more partial to Xbox think they got a voice to PlayStation. PlayStation's not listening to y'all. PlayStation's listening to the hardcore PlayStation fanboy community.
Fuck that. If I bought the console, you better listen to me.
But that's just
exactly. But because here's the thing.
But that's not the way it works.
Yes, it is, because that's what's happening. I'm not saying it's right.
I'm saying that.
I'm not saying it's right.
No,
I'm just telling you what's happening.
You're right.
You're younger consumers.
I'm just telling you what's happening. Because the way Sony sees it, I get what you're saying. I'm just telling you, Sony knows these hardcore dudes that's been here are going to be there for the PS5. They don't know if they don't know if HP is going to be there for the HP5. For all they know, you could be like, you know what, fuck Sony, I'm sticking with Xbox. You know what I'm saying?
Here's the thing. Why would you listen to an old consumer who you know is going to stick with you? Why wouldn't you listen to a quote-unquote newer consumer that can easily switch over to Xbox or PC? Why wouldn't you listen to that consumer to keep them in your ecosystem? Because that older PlayStation fan is going to stay there because he's invested too much into PlayStation to leave it. So I'm not saying that that's wrong, but if Sony does do that, I mean, that's kind of stupid.
HP, once again, what I said, they don't know if the new people that are coming in are in a console war bullshit. They don't want to be involved in that. So they're not going to reply. I understand what you're saying, but I get it. But they don't want to be involved. Just like Phil Spencer came out and said, I don't care about that console war bullshit. And people got asked hurt over 2 words he said. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Come on now. It's on both sides. They don't want to deal with it.
If the tweet you send isn't fanboyish, why wouldn't you listen to it? Now, if it has something fanboyish in it, obviously don't listen to it. But if I send a tweet...
Hey, my PlayStation won't turn on. What do I do?
Exactly. I can't ask Sony that.
You just got it. Fuck you.
I can't ask Sony that.
But things like that, they'll help out. But when they be like, hey, how come I could do this on Xbox Live and I can't do it on PS4, they're going to see that as a... And here's the thing. You may not have intentionally, you may be legitimate, but how many other trolls have pulled that on Sony?
Exactly.
So you're just wrapped up in a, you could have a legitimate complaint, but because 10,000 trolls did the same shit, your complaint falls in that basket, and they're gonna be like, we're not listening to your ass. If you don't like PlayStation, then fuck it, stay with Xbox then. You understand? The reason why Sony caters to their dedicated fan base is because it was that dedicated fan base that saved the PS3. That motherfucker was a $600 console. That shit, any other brand would have been dead. I guarantee if Microsoft would have launched
at that price, yes.
We would not have an Xbox 360 here. If Xbox 360 would have launched at $600, we would not have an Xbox right now. That shit would have been dead. You know what I'm saying? It was that PlayStation, for whatever reason, has a huge dedicated fan base that will not go. And we're not talking like Nintendo's like 5 million. We're talking 40, 50 million PlayStation gamers that will buy that console and stick with it no matter what. So that's who Sony's listening to. That fan base is the one that said we want folders. Hence we got folders.
Yeah.
That fan base is the one that says we want to stream to YouTube. Xbox, you can't stream to YouTube, right?
No.
No one's asking for it. But on PlayStation, they ask for that.
Oh, yes, we have.
We have.
Well, I have.
Hopefully you'll get it.
No,
you see what I'm saying? PlayStation,
now we got Beam.
He's dedicated to
can I change my name?
1080p. But here's the thing. If you ask every person, can I change my kid name? What's one thing a lot of you have in common? You're Xbox dudes. Go ask a dedicated PlayStation gamer if they want name change. Most of them be like, we don't really care. Give us 1080p streaming. Give us folders. That's their number one thing.
What the fuck do you want folders for?
No, folders. I ain't gonna lie. Folders is like, I like it too, because what I do is I manage all my games. I got my RPG folder. Because without the folder, this shit gets a cluttered mess. And then I have to go into the library and I have to scroll through every fucking game I got. With folders, it's free. Think of Windows. You're just creating folders and putting files in what you want. You're doing the same thing on PlayStation.
That's right. Yeah, you got a point there.
That's what folders is. You're just simply creating a folder and you can fill it up with whatever games.
I'm not playing. I don't know. I mean, I guess if you have an abundance of games,
if you have a shitload of games, you need folders. Because if you don't, you're only going to see the latest games on the main home screen, and then you have to go to a library and you have to scroll through every fucking thing in alphabetical order just to find the one game you want. By doing folders, I know I have an RPG folder, I have a first-person shooter folder, I have an indie folder, so whatever I feel like, I click on the folder and I instantly access. That's the reason why PlayStation gamers have folder. It's the big thing. We want that. We wanted that shit. We wanted folders. That was a big deal. But like, but the main thing is,
what's it gonna hurt Sony to add name changing? Because that is a way that
they can make some money. They can make revenue off that.
Yeah, but
they could. It's not gonna hurt Sony to do that.
How
are they going to make revenue? How are they going to make revenue?
Charge like $10 or $5.
Charge you for it.
Because that's what Xbox does, right? You pay like $5.
Yeah, $10. Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you the name change. If you look at like a main forum, the top 5.
But why would you want to change your name?
Name changes is one.
Most people don't want to change their names.
Right.
No, I'm telling you,
people don't want to change their names.
I'm gonna play a devil's advocate. I've seen countless, and I mean, dude, this is one of the. You understand? These people make these accounts. People make their profiles already thinking in their mind that they can change their names. You know what I mean? So being cocksucker 83.
See, I can't say that because I don't think of changing my name. I don't think of changing my name, so that's not important to me.
I'm not saying that is not a good feature to have. When I'm saying
it's a good feature, but I'm saying that's been
Sony's listening.
Puerto Rock. This has been an issue for
I'm just letting you know,
bro.
They're not asking for that. That's not one of the top 5 things they want. Name change is not on the top 5 thing. Folders been number 1 for a long time, and now we got it. 1080p streaming. I'm not asking for 1080p.
You got Greg Miller. You got Colin Marr. He's screaming at Yoshida. DMing Yoshida. I mean,
They don't give a shit about that. I'm just letting you know. Like, if you go to PlayStation forums and you got these huge fan base that's been with PlayStation day one, that is who Sony's listening to, and we get what they want. Think of it as the Illuminati of PlayStation.
Okay, I'm gonna go on the forums tonight, and I guarantee there'll be 5 things on that everybody wants that they're still not getting.
What they're saying, So I'm saying, so things like right now we also are getting tournament mode or some shit where you can fucking thing. That's what the fucking community's been. Oh my god,
the community's really asking for that, for real?
Yes. That fact that's coming. There's a video on PlayStation Europe. It shows you so on the live events. So now they setting up tournaments for like all these multiplayer games for like FIFA, soccer, and then like you sign up for a tournament, and then as you're playing, it announces what bracket you're in, and it'll send you a message saying your tournament's about to begin, and then they have prizes because that was like a huge thing that community wanted. So what people don't understand is cool. Sony is listening. You just don't know who they're listening to. You know what I'm saying? And that's the problem.
See, I've been with Sony since I've been with them for a long time. I've been with them since with the PS2. And I mean, I guess they don't want to listen to me just because I own both systems. Whatever the reason they don't listen to me, I've been with.
Well, HP, one question is before you can keep going further. How would they know you own both systems unless you tell them?
My description.
No.
Well, see, maybe that's the problem. Why didn't I answer you? Because you're talking about both systems. Maybe you shouldn't do that. Maybe you should talk about what you want or what you feel about PlayStation being a PlayStation owner. Maybe you should not.
Xbox listens to me.
But you compare. Wait. He says Xbox do. Do you compare that? Do you compare Xbox to PlayStation?
No.
No. So don't do it with Sony because that's what the problem is.
But I don't.
You can't say, "Well, my Xbox is giving me that." You just said you mentioned Xbox in your description.
Well, I
don't do it with
my description. In my description, it literally says Xbox, PlayStation, console gamer. I don't say my PS4 can do this, but my Xbox can't do this. When I ask Xbox something or I ask PlayStation something, I don't say my Xbox can do this, my PS4 can't. So can I have it there? I don't say that. I ask them what I want.
There's one thing I want to bring out. So we got to call a spade a spade. Microsoft has been more receptive to the audience this gen simply because of the position it's been put in. You understand what I'm saying? Last gen, remember, Netflix was behind a paywall with gold, and Microsoft didn't give a fuck. You bought an Xbox and you were a silver subscriber, you couldn't use Netflix. Xbox 360 was the only device in the entire world where you couldn't use Netflix because it was behind a paywall, and Microsoft did not give a fuck about. And there was lots of Xbox 360 dudes that didn't subscribe to gold and like, hey, why can't we use Netflix? We should use Netflix. No, because it's reserved for the gold subscribers. You know what I'm saying? And why? Because Microsoft owned last gen. The Xbox 360 was the dominant console.
But you can fuck over people easily when you're in the league.
Exactly. That's really what comes down to it. You could be humble pie when you're in second place, but when you're the top dog, you're gonna do what you want. That's just how the game is. You understand what I'm saying? Sony, if you look at PSN Plus, the games they gave out on PSN Plus was fucking dope during the PS3 era. They were giving out Mass Effect. They were giving out fucking I remember they gave out a game and that like I remember Tomb Raider, the reboot. 2 months later, PSN Plus, like a month later, PSN Plus members were able to buy it for $30. I was like, oh shit, they were killing it. But they had humble pie. They were getting their shit pushed in. Sony was on the brink of irrelevancy. So when you're in that position, one of the tactics is to do the most for your consumers. But when you number one, you're gonna throttle back on how much shit you are. It's just how the shitty game goes. That's just how the game is. It's just a reality. I'll give you another example. Last gen, Microsoft had a policy. It was the only company that ever did this. But they had a policy that if a developer tried to use more than one disc, and John Carmack called this out. He was the first one to brought this to light because they tried to pull this bullshit when he was making the game Rage. Because Rage is like 2 discs on 360. But Microsoft had a policy to developers that if you try to create a game on more than one disc, you needed their permission or you couldn't make the game on 360. And John Carmack said the reason why they did this is to take away the advantage Blu-ray had on PS3, because the PS3 disc had 25 gigs, 25 gigs of space. The Xbox 360 on DVD only had it had 7 after the update. Originally, it had 6. But since it was the number one selling console, selling the most games, guess what developers had to do? They had to cut content and make sure the game fit on 360, thus preventing PS3 from having the advantage. You understand what I'm saying? You're able to do that shit when you're number one and you're the number one seller. To me, that was one of the catalysts to DLC. Because let's say if we game developers, right? And we made a game that's 8 gigs or 7 gigs big, 8 gigs, 9 gigs big. But that shit don't fit on a 360 game. And Microsoft is telling us either make that shit fit or you ain't selling it on our platform. And they're the number one platform selling games. What do you think we're going to do? We're going to cut 3 gigs. We're going to cut 2 gigs. We're going to make sure our game fits on their disc. But what do you think us four are going to do with that 2 gigs on the side? What do you think we're going to do with it? We just going to leave it there? Nothing? Nah, motherfucker, that's DLC. We're going to sell that shit for $2. Hey, guys, we got 2 gigs. We got extra maps. We got extra shit for $10, $15. Here you go. Because we're not just going to let... That's manpower. We had to pay. We had to pay for developers. That shit costs money. We're just not going to let 2 gigs go to waste. That's just $10 DLC. Or maybe we'll use it as a pre-order bonus or some shit. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But that's just how the games go when you're number one. So Microsoft is humble this gen because PlayStation put them in a humble position. But if Microsoft is a beast when they're number one. Make no mistake, these are the same motherfuckers that buy out companies just so that way they don't compete with what a product they don't want. And that's all companies. They're a motherfucking monster when they're number one. When they're number two, humble pie. We love everybody.
Exactly.
Everything is great. Hey, it's all about the gamers, man. We're all cool. All love here. You know one of the reasons why you guys didn't get Metal Gear Solid 4 or 360 dudes didn't get Guns of the Patriot? Is because Microsoft had a policy that if you release a game first on PS3, it will never go on Xbox 360. They were not trying to have hand-me-downs. It will be same-day release or none at all. Konami released Guns of the Patriot first on PS3, and Microsoft stood by that comment to show the rest of the developers, do not do this shit. You think we're bullshitting? Look, Guns of the Patriots never made it to 360. Not because Konami wanted to keep it exclusive, because Sony didn't have the money to make that game exclusive. It was Microsoft's policy that kept that game over 360 to show every developer out there, don't fuck with us. If you want your game to sell, if you want your games to sell on the number one platform, you will release it the same day or you will release it to us first. Those are your choices. And everybody learned. Nobody tried to make a time exclusive first on PlayStation 3, if you notice. Not one game. Nobody. Because if you make it first on PS3, it's an exclusive on PS3. Because Microsoft was not trying to have it. They were like, hell no, we're not getting that game. You are not giving us hand-me-downs. We're not playing that. You understand what I'm saying? Microsoft was ruthless during 360. You know, and because they sold the most software. You sell the most software, you own the industry. Because no one's going to go against the company that sells the most games, because as a third-party developer, that's ultimately your goal. Your goal is just to sell games. You could give a fuck which platform's the best. It is what it is. Look at Capcom last gen. They were all over Xbox ass. They were licking Microsoft ass. Lost Planet was first on Xbox 360. Dead Rising. Everything was on Capcom. They were all over 360. Where's Capcom now? Whose balls they're licking now? They're licking Sony's balls now.
But do you notice that every other gen it seems to change between consoles?
Yeah, for the most part. Mm-hmm. You see what I'm saying? Yeah, but that's just the reality. People are going to lick the balls of the console that sells the most software. That's just the bottom line. And then whoever runs that company, for whatever reason, they get big-headed and they think their shit don't stink. They forgot where they came from. You understand what I'm saying? Guarantee if the next Xbox blows the PS5, Microsoft is not going to be, oh, yeah, let me go on Mooch's podcast. They're going to be like, get the fuck out of here. We selling 10 million consoles a month. Fuck y'all motherfuckers. We don't give a shit. They're not going to be the same. And then Sony's going to be like, oh, Yoshida's going to be on my podcast. I'm going to have 60 frames, no lag with Yoshida. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You're going to have fucking Andrew House on Zaire's podcast. You know, that's just how it is. You know what I'm saying? Once you're on top of the mountain, they don't give a fuck. They're on top. What can you do to somebody that's on top of the mountain? You know, hey, Microsoft, Even though you're selling 50 million consoles a day, can you, man, shut the fuck up. You ain't got time for that shit. You're selling consoles like a boatload.
No, you're right about that. You're right.
That's just how, it's sad, you know, and I'm not trying to say I sound like a
But that's how the industry works.
But that's the reality, bro.
Yeah.
That's just the reality. It's always been that way. The number one console maker has the biggest fucking head. You know what I'm saying?
That's what I don't
and which is sad.
Because
Sony has the big head.
It's like, I've at least for what I've experienced, I've never, you know, communicated with a company or whatever when they were on top. So basically, I've only experienced when Xbox is, I guess, the underdog, and PlayStation is number one. So, I mean, it just, I don't know. The fact that I can no longer communicate with them via live chat, that pisses me off.
You know,
I don't.
Well, one thing I can't say.
All I did was ask for a refund for Drive Club, and they wouldn't give it to me. So I contacted them 2 times about it because I wanted to see what another representative would say. And the next time I went to go to that live chat, it said unavailable. And every time I try to go to on live chat, whether it's my phone, my tablet, every time I type in my email address and my PSN ID, it says unavailable, cannot connect. And other people can connect. So, I mean...
Well, I mean, Sony having bad customer service is not anything new. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. That's old news, man. But you got to think about, you know, the way you word things, the way you talk. I mean, some people just, you know, have a short temperament for that type of stuff. You know, you can't be rude. You have to get on your knees and ask your question, you know.
Yeah.
It's what it is.
I think now more gamers, like if I were to message... Like there was a couple of times I replied to Phil Spencer, but I know he's a professional dude. He's a professional industry. So I make sure my tweet is in a professional, respectable manner. Some of these dudes are fucking like, yo, like, do you have no respect? Like, how are you tweeting these dudes? These dudes are professional businessmen, and you tweeting them like they're your fucking some dude in the projects. Like, yo, like, it's crazy how people talk on Twitter. Like, I guarantee you wouldn't talk like that if you were face-to-face with Phil Spencer or you were face-to-face with Yoshida. Like, I guarantee the bullshit you just tweeted, there's no way you would talk like that in front of them. You know what I'm saying? Because motherfuckers on the internet are ballsy. Like, yo, Phil Spencer, Yoshida, these dudes are professional dudes running a company. These guys are not fucking running a little bullshit crack spot. They're not running a chat spot.
Yeah.
They're running a corporation. You know what I'm saying? So if they're talking to people, show a little respect. You understand what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
I think it does. I think
after a while it gets old. Like if I was in corporate, I wouldn't talk to none of you motherfuckers.
Titanfall, me, HP, we own Xboxes, right? So the thing that
I also on PlayStation too.
Right, I know. But I'm gonna talk about this real quick. We all own the console. The thing that I appreciate the most is that they're always trying to improve. You know what I mean? Like monthly, we're getting updates, improving the infrastructure, improving the UI. Even if it doesn't need that much refinement because it's great already, they still make an effort to listen to us and make the changes. You know what I mean? And even when 360 was on top, look at how many UI changes we got with that. You know, we got what, 3?
Well, like,
you know what I mean?
Xbox has a preview program,
right?
You know, like we test out and then we send our feedback on what we like and what needs to be changed.
And what happens with the whoa? You don't talk about preview program.
Oh, preview program there? Completely. It destroys your console, but
it destroys your console, and you can't play games on it. So what's the sense of being a preview program?
But guess what? They just fixed it. They just fixed it all. They just rehauled the whole. It's called the Insider program now. You know what I mean? So that got a whole overhaul, and it works differently now. You see what I'm saying?
But how long did it take?
Don't matter.
It took months and months and months to do it.
It's probably not easy. You know what I mean? But guess what? It still got done.
It's a software program. Software programs aren't that hard. I've done software shit before. It's not that hard. They're a software company. That's all I'm saying. And the fact that when you call somebody on Xbox and you tell them that your shit ain't working, they don't tell you that the preview program you were in sucks, that we gotta fix it, and that's why your games aren't working.
Right.
They don't tell you that. You gotta find it out from another player or another friend of yours that found it out the hard way. No, be honest. If you got people in your departments, let them know what the reality is and give us the truth.
Oh, so now we found out it's now all milk and honey in the land of Xbox. I didn't know that shit.
No, I had to find out from another. I had to know. I had to find out. No, I called Xbox directly. I was in chat with them and I called them on the phone. Okay.
You're botting.
And they did not tell me shit. They would tell me do this with the Xbox, do that, do this, that. I talked to some people that were in the preview program, and they said once they dropped out, the games worked. I had to talk to friends of mine to find that out, not through Xbox.
You're
Come on
botting.
now.
Okay.
She's transforming into an Xbox.
You cannot say that, is what I'm saying. You cannot say that. Because there's problems on both sides. And I can't.
But who's going to be faster to fix it?
I'm going to say this. There's the PlayStation game and Xbox gamers. I mean, at the end, we all love gaming. But expectation of consoles are two completely different animals. It's two. I think like an Xbox gamer, very heavy into the online infrastructure. That's how Xbox was born. It was born with online. Like the OG Xbox killed the PS2 in online. That shit was an online beast. The unified, architecture, saying one username and password for everything, and stuff like that. And then 360 merge with achievements, party chat. So people who grew up on Xbox and started playing Xbox a lot, that's the standard. That's the expectation. PlayStation game is a little bit different. You know what I'm saying? A PlayStation gamer. I do agree. A PlayStation gamer, everybody wonders, now how come 360 or Xbox doesn't get like the single play experience that PlayStation pushes out? It's because that's the PlayStation gamer. We are big. That
was our strong suit. Think about when Xbox first came out. I mean, our strong suit was Xbox Live.
Yeah,
that's what got into it.
We were born. Yeah, Xbox was born in the online environment, while PlayStation was born on that single player environment. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Mm-hmm. So like, if you're looking for the ultimate online gaming console, that will always be Xbox because that's how it was born. You know what I'm saying? But if you're looking for like the ultimate single player console, that's the PlayStation. That's why like 1080p streaming was such a huge deal for a lot of PlayStation gamers because they want to stream these single player games, but they want to do it in 1080p. You understand? That's why Sony brought on to YouTube streaming because a lot of PlayStation gamers want to stream their games on YouTube. And most of the games they stream are single player games. You understand what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So I think it's a culture. There's a huge culture shift between the two. So like if you take a PlayStation gamer, and they go on Xbox, a lot of them like, I hate this fucking console. And some people wonder why. How the fuck?
Like Puerto Rock, like Colin Moriarty.
That they're complaining.
Like let's bring up Colin Moriarty. If you watch his podcast back in the day or even now, if you watch it, he fucking hates multiplayer. He fucking hates it. He will not touch a game if it's multiplayer. He just won't do it. He'll do it if he has to platinum something, but other than that, he won't touch it. And that's to validate your point. Is that he doesn't care about multiplayer.
There are gamers who feel that multiplayer ruins the experience because they have to deal with people be like, oh, you fucking noob. They can't stand that shit. They're like, I don't want to play a game to get cursed out. They're like, it doesn't make sense to me. Like, you play a game and people are mad at you because your record's not 30-1. You're like, what the fuck? Like, you know what I'm saying? Some people don't want to deal with that shit. They're like, I'm not dealing with that shit. You know what I'm saying? Another thing that's big on fucking PlayStation is like the game sharing. Meaning, you could play a game somebody else owned, not like you download it, like live, like you connect to their game that they have in their game or in their library. You understand what I'm saying? So like if somebody's on, right, you notice they're playing fucking, Neo, and you could send them a message, yo, can I try that game out real quick? They'll be like, sure, let me sync you up. You actually could play their game right there on the spot. You understand what I'm saying? You'd be like, oh, this shit is cool and stuff like that. Because there was a couple of ninja games I tried. Playing directly on their console. You understand what I'm saying? So I'm connected. So it's kind of like fucking remote. So I'm remoted into their console and I'm playing their game that they're allowing me to play. That was one thing that was huge on the PlayStation community. Again, that's not multiplayer. That's enjoying a single player game that somebody else owns, and you just want to try it out. You know what I'm saying?
I have a new topic, kind of. I just want to squeeze in. It's tiny. Tomorrow, the Game Awards, in the Microsoft Theater, it's rumored to say that Microsoft has an important announcement about Xbox. What do you guys think it's going to be about?
It better be Scorpio.
No clue.
I hope it's Scorpio. I hope it's something. Because I'm gonna tell you, you guys the Xbox community could only go so long and talk about Scorpio without showing anything. It's getting old. I'm not gonna lie. It's like, all right, 6 teraflops. All right, better textures. Okay, 4K 60. Show me something.
That's something I do agree with you.
Show me a game. I've been hearing, like, after a while, okay, got it. Better textures. Uncompromised 4K. Got it. You're repeating the same shit every podcast. Can I at least know what controller is going to come in the damn thing? Is it the original Xbox One controller? Is it the improved one that's in the Xbox One S? Or are they going to have what's the top of the line one? The top of the line controller for Xbox One. What's it called?
Elite.
The Elite. Is it the Elite? Which one? Give us something. Is the Xbox One going to support, is the Scorpio going to support 3.0 hard drives? Give us something new. Because it's getting old now. You understand what I'm saying? Microsoft got to do something to do more than just have people talk about 16 flops. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Because at this point, Microsoft.
That's why people ask me about buying one. I said, how can I buy one when I know nothing about it?
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? They got to do more.
So, what?
Not that I won't. I just want to see more. I want to see what it does. That's all.
What? With what? You want to see what would you say?
No, I'm saying, so
what
we're talking about.
I want to see more what the Scorpio does. I keep hearing about it, but I don't hear enough. And I want to know what it's going to do.
You're buying bad.
Then she's buying like crazy.
You're buying.
Yeah,
are you walking around? Yeah. Are you walking around, or why don't you drop out and come back?
You're sounding like Robotech right now.
All right, I got to drop out and come back. All right.
Yeah.
So,
the point we're trying to say is, like, right now, Microsoft, I would say they can't wait. I don't think they can't wait to June to unveil the Scorpio. That's taking that's going to be way too long. They got to show something.
Yeah.
You can't only go so long.
Oh, wait, Porter Rock. They probably will show something at the Game Awards.
I hope so. That's why that's how the topic started, because supposedly they got a surprise.
Yeah, hopefully the Game Awards is being held in the Microsoft Theater, and it's rumored that they're going to announce something about Xbox.
That's going to be imagine if it's a console unveiling.
Oh my God! I swear that would literally take the entire show.
That would be beast.
That would be.
What time is? Okay, check this out.
That would be beast.
What time is the show?
I don't know.
I think it's 8:30 tomorrow.
No, that would be beast. You know what I'm saying? Because I remember the first time 360 was unveiled was actually on MTV.
Yeah, I watched it.
Remember that?
I watched it. Yeah,
that was the first time they unveiled it. So it wouldn't be the first time that Microsoft do something out of the ordinary. That would be beast if they unveiled the Xbox One. I mean the Scorpio, and then they actually, it's not going to be called the Scorpio. It's Project Scorpio. They're going to call it something else. I don't know. Hopefully, it's a cool name. But that would be beast if they actually unveiled it. But they got to be Pro. If they don't, imagine Xbox Pro, the Pro Plus.
The Pro Plus. Oh, Xbox Plus. What?
Xbox Plus. Oh, that. You know what I'm saying? But like, they have to do something soon. If they don't show it tomorrow, it's got to be like around January, February. They cannot let look at what's going to happen over the next 6 months. All right. So next month, obviously, or this month, really, we're in December. You got Dead Rising and Last Guardian, right? But kicking off 2017. The only game Microsoft got that's an actual release date is Halo Wars 2 in February. They got nothing else where they're saying they're releasing something. They cannot let 6 months of conversation be all about Sony with, okay, Sony got the marketing rights for Mass Effect. Okay, Sony released the Hall of Fame edition of Major League Ken Griffey. Okay, Sony released Horizon Zero Dawn. Okay, Sony released Neo. Okay, Sony released Persona 5. Okay, Sony released Yakuza. Okay, Sony released Nier. They can't let that happen. They can't just let every single conversation every month be Sony, PlayStation. You Microsoft got to do something. You know what I'm saying? To be like, hey, we're here too. We're gonna show you the beast. You know what I'm saying? February. You know what I'm saying? And that will get people talking. People will see the graphics. People will see. You know what I'm saying? But to go 6 months and wait for E3, that shit will be crazy. Because some people won't wait. Some people be like, man, we don't hear shit from Microsoft. Fuck it.
Right. Yeah, they got to do something. They got to build the hype. They got to do something.
Yeah. And I'm telling you, backwards compatibility can only go so far. An announcement of, hey, we got Perfect Dark Zero, that ain't going to cut it. They got to do something. They have to show Scorpio early to build that hype train into E3, which will then reinforce Scorpio leading into November. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Princess, you back?
Yeah, I'm back.
What you were saying?
I just said, no, I agree with what you said. I was just saying that I may have to go soon. I didn't realize how late it was.
Oh, so yeah, we might have to cut this short. Damn, like almost 2.5 hours.
We were going for a while now. We're going on for over 2 hours.
Getting it, motherfuckers are tired. They're like, yo, shut the fuck up. No, anyway, so we'll do some parting shots. Princess, some parting shots. What you got? Say bye to
all I gotta say is I want to thank anybody that came and watched us and supports us. I appreciate it. You know, I appreciate you supporting everybody in this podcast. You know, we're gonna do this every week. You know, and I got these guys on my podcast on Saturdays, so come and watch, and hit that like button and hit that subscribe button.
Okay. Yo, HP, whole pounder.
No, he said do them last, so I'll just go.
Oh, do them last? All right, so go ahead, Theory. What's up?
Oh, me? Okay. All right, my bad. Yeah, thanks everybody for watching. Had a great show, some great topics. Panel's good as always. Go check out all our channels. Make sure you like and sub if you want. But yeah, it was a great show, man. Can't wait till next week.
Awesome. Yeah, see you tomorrow on the multiplayer.
Oh, yeah, the multiplayer chaos.
Guarantee that PSVR shit's going to come up. You know what I'm saying? Man, these motherfuckers. Yo, if it wasn't for me, that motherfucker would be fucking VGST 2.0 and shit. Man, it's hard up in there. That motherfucker's rough in there and shit.
Yeah, that's rough.
That shit is rough in there. It's a rough house. Yo, HP, you here?
Yeah, I'm back.
Okay, what's up? Go ahead. Say your important shot.
So yeah, thanks for watching. It's really an honor to be here. So to be invited here, hit the like and subscribe button. Yeah, that's it.
All right. And of course, last but not least, is your boy Porter Rock. Man, subscribe to these channels. I'll put up the links to their channels in the description. I'll update it. Don't forget, tomorrow we got multiplayer podcast on Zaire's channel, aka BGST 2.0. We got the TipCop, the Irish Pog. You know what I'm saying? The Irish Pog podcast on Saturday, 7 p.m., right?
Yes.
Go check that channel out. You know what I'm saying? Thank you so much. Hey, I appreciate you guys spending the time with me. And of course, I reached 200 subscribers. Thank you so much for being part of the Gun Club. Yay. You know what I'm saying? Now I'm the road. There you go. Thank you very much. You know what I'm saying? On the road to 300. That's the next milestone. And maybe I might give out like a $1 gift card or some shit. But anyway. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, I appreciate it. Thank you. This is the $1. I'm gonna give a $1 PSN gift card. You know what I'm saying? You'll say, I'm broke. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, thank you so much. I appreciate it. You know this sound. Hell yeah. 60 frames, no lag podcast every Wednesday, 7 p.m. Thank you so much. Take care. All right. Have a good night.